Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Rodan. And today, as you can see, I'm still continuing my Disney movie marathon by talking about the movies, shows, I don't know, whatever the case may be. The theme parks, I guess, whatever. So, for this video, I'm gonna be talking about one of these types of videos where I'm gonna be talking about movies that were supposed to be made, but for one reason or another, which I've brought about quite a few times in previous videos where I discussed that, yeah, some things do get in the way, even if you're already got the proper footing into the film industry, but that doesn't mean you're going to be making your film. At least the version that you have in your head, your vision, getting out there. The process of getting into the industry is already an entire ordeal already. Or maybe certain versions will be tweaked up or just completely uh, erased, so to speak, and just come up with something completely different. It's not me trying to discourage anybody or anything, but it does happen. Not to say that your version of the feature can't be made. It's just downright near impossible. Is what I'm getting at. Anyway, when it comes to this type of stuff, yes, even Star Wars is not could be is not excluded from this because yeah, there were films that were planned, and but for one reason or another, something gets in the way and just stops the running tracks. Even if certain movies are already in production or even completed, that's not going to stop said movie from being completely scrapped altogether because it has happened before, or just heavily modified, I guess you can say, or whatever. Anyway, yeah, there's this director here, folks. And yeah, he definitely been making a name for himself over the years because he did make a few films already. And yeah, a lot of people seem to know about him, of course, which is good, obviously. So he made movies such as this. So yeah, not the only time he made something. And there were other features that he did work on as well. And he definitely has the passion for this kind of a thing, for certain type of filmmaking and whatnot, the way he wants to envision to tell stories and whatnot, the way he wants to talk about movies, and sure, that's fine, nothing wrong with that. But yeah, from what I can see is that he was going to actually, okay, was going to actually work on a Star Wars film. What's what this one specifically that he was going to be on attached to? So yeah, it was going to be in the February of 2020, pretty much with the individual who I just said, of course. It would not, unfortunately, yeah, it didn't go ahead. Yeah, sad to say. And I would like to see what would have occurred, sure, but it just never came into being. The individual I just mentioned, of course, he did directed the some stuff, of course, like I was saying, obviously. And the thing is that he was raised something in terms of the Navy, the son of of these people, being his father, whom was this naval flight officer, and that's definitely something I guess you would say. And the second African American selected to fly for the Blue Angels. So yeah, he definitely already had a career even before filmmaking. So he should be proud of himself. Obviously, that's definitely is a thing. So yeah, he knows what he's doing. He definitely has the passion, of course. And yeah, in 2020, he directed an episode of the HBO miniseries, The Outsiders. And then in this kind of thing in line of work, of course, he has something to do, of course. And from what I also heard is that in February of that same year, he was set to direct the to do a movie that's supposed to be a sequel to this kind of thing that's been around for quite some while. Which, yeah, the movie that was going to get a sequel was this movie actually, and that movie right there, I've spoken about it before, in case you're wondering. So yeah, so he definitely has quite a bit thing, of course, he was going to do. Oh yeah. So yeah, from what I heard, yeah, he was going to be directing, at least in Dilemma of a Star Wars film, even though despite the fact that Disney and LucasArts never officially made an announcement. So yeah, things could change, obviously. Even if the one I'm talking about, even if they wanted to do a movie, it's not. Things could change. Of course, the plot could change. Like I was saying earlier, folks, a certain vision of a movie could always change. Maybe it was meant to be a certain way, and it was meant to be done in a specific manner, but it could always change differently, of course, which has happened. Maybe one version of the film was planned, but then it was completely scrapped. Like case point, yeah, this was going to be an actual Tinkerbell movie, which was scrapped, and it was definitely heavily inspired by the Reservoir books, which ultimately became a completely different movie at the end of the day. We just ended up with the origin story of the character. Like it matters anyway because it was later rebooted. Like seriously, come on Disney, you're just getting lazy here. Anyway, but like I was saying, yeah, it's definitely not for the lack of trying in this case because this seemed like it was going to actually be a thing. So yeah, ultimately, yeah, it was stated that it was no longer a thing. Plot details of the unrealized project were never released, so I'm not quite too sure of what it was going to be about exactly. But still, it would have been interesting to see what could have been. But yeah, he's definitely keeping himself fairly busy, I guess you can say, because in September of 2020, he directed an episode of the Amazon series, of course, and then in June, I guess, in the same year, he directed an episode of the CBS All Access series, The Twilight Zone, I guess you would say, like a new up to date version of it. And then in February 2021, he directed the live action war movie. Well, one of the movies I just showed a moment ago. And then May of 2021, he had discussions with this project to direct an untitled Superman reboot of the DC films. And then in November of 2022, it was announced that he would not be any attached to make any films based on the Star Wars or Superman or the other characters I showed earlier, unfortunately. But I don't like reboots anyway, but still. So it just leaves to wonder, like, what he's going to do exactly, really, from from here onward. I'm pretty sure he has things in mind, obviously, so that's fine, I suppose. I'm pretty sure he definitely going to do other things, obviously. And yeah, and that's definitely something he wants to do when it comes to filmmaking. He definitely wants to make sure that he gets what he wanted, obviously, and that's fine. And this is definitely a business where it can be pretty competitive, of course. And but yeah, it's just unfortunate that this was not gonna be a thing like at all. So I guess that's the business for you. Things do happen, unfortunately, when it comes to thinking about it. And but yeah, I would like it for it to happen, but it just looks like it's not going to it's not going to happen at all. But of course, there's going to be some people that will be involved in this kind of thing because there's going to require a big team. Obviously, it's not just going to be just one person whatsoever, like at all. And from what I can gather, is that some individual was actually this individual called. Yeah, this individual was going to be attached to a project, but yes, unfortunately, it was scrapped. But yeah, he has made a name for himself anyway because he made quite a few movies before. So yeah, a lot of people, at least some people, would have seen one of his movies at this point. So chances are, yeah, a lot of people would have came. Yeah, he made quite a few movies, and I do mean quite a few. So this doesn't mean seem much of a stretch, of course. So this I can see why he'd be attached to the project. Even though this may not seem like his kind of a movie that he would direct, but maybe trying to branch out. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, point being, yeah, this individual. and made quite a few movies as already. So okay, his name is already out there with a lot of people, of course. But yeah, that individual I just showed a moment ago. Of course, it's something he would do, of course. And but yeah, that's definitely a thing, of course. And he was also considered a producer for some movies or whatever. So he definitely is an executive producer on the Netflix original series Stranger Things. So yeah, he's done some TV stuff, of course. So that's definitely the thing. He has directed the third and fourth episodes of the fourth show's fourth seasons, of course. So yeah, and that's definitely the thing, folks. He also worked on, at least had some sort of involvement in all the movies I just showed, of course. He also has some sort of involvement in other features, of course, in some way or another. So yes, he was involved in other projects as well, obviously. And yeah, like I said, in one way or another, he has been doing quite a bit of stuff. So I guess good for him, I guess you can say. So there's that. And you do have to produce, shows, movies, what have you, to stay relevant somehow, I guess. And yeah, that's the thing, folks. He's definitely not, going to quit anytime soon because he's going to be working on Deadpool 3, of course. So yeah, Deadpool, and he's got another movie, and he's going to be involved in that somehow. So yeah, that's a thing. So as for this Star Wars film specifically, yeah, not a whole lot can be said about what the plot was about because nothing was really discussed when it comes to that story, of course, like at all, really. And yeah, the Sky Rise of Skywalker film ended in such a way that it came out like it was conclusive. The Skywalker storyline, the arc, I guess you would say. So there was that. But yeah, so that's kind of the thing, though. It just seems like it's not gonna. It's like this specific Star Wars film. It's not gonna be done anyway because they're considering to make other Star Wars films in a near future. So yeah, this one, whatever Star Wars they had in mind for this, yeah, it just seems at least this one anyway is not going to be done at all, unfortunately. But I do wonder what would have been if they actually done whatever they had in mind. I guess you would say, yeah, that would have been pretty cool, I guess. But yeah, that's the thing. The other Star Wars movies they have in mind, it's going to be, from what I heard, it's going to be again another trilogy. I guess you can say. And okay, that's not much of a stretch that they would do that. Of course, that's how Star Wars started off anyway with trilogies. So of course they're going to continue that trend somehow. Yeah, the actress who played Rey in the sequel trilogy is definitely coming back. Of course, to do another story, a wild adventure, which I don't mind really because I actually liked her character. But okay, that right there specifically, I spoke about it in a previous video, so I'm not really going too much into it. But she is going to be definitely another Star Wars project, of course, which is not surprising because even before that was official, the cast members of the sequel trilogy did state that they wouldn't mind being in more projects anyway. But okay, that aside, so just unfortunately, whatever Star Wars movie that they had in mind for this one specifically is not gonna be made, like at all. I mean, oh well, I guess such as business, I suppose. I mean, the reason behind this, I guess they had some other stuff in mind for what they wanted to do. So yeah, I guess the Dark Saga has been concluded with Skywalker, of course, and yeah, that's the thing. Of course, there's definitely something that I guess that storyline has been completed. So maybe that's what got in the way. I don't know. But I mean, there's still other possibilities for other Star Wars films, obviously. Just because this one gets the can does not mean Star Wars is going to be stopped, forever. Of course not. It will come back, whether in TV shows, which probably most likely going to be the case anyway, because there's plenty of TV shows out there. that they're planning to do. And I do mean plenty. But yeah, altogether, that's what we're gonna say, I suppose. Unfortunately, this wasn't made. I don't know who's gonna be the main character. Was Ray gonna be involved somehow? I'm not sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if she were when you think about it, because she's been around for quite some time, obviously. So that's definitely a thing there. I mean, yes, of course, a lot of things can happen. Is what I'm getting at. Plenty of things can happen in the near future. But would there be any more hope for any other Star Wars films? I have some faith in it, of course. I mean, I was never really the biggest fan of Star Wars, sure, but I don't want it to die out or anything. Because I know there's a fan base around the world in multiple countries, continents, and whatnot. There's a huge fan base. It definitely inspired a lot of people's lives to do, to do what they wanted to do. Of course, whether what have you, these films inspired people in one way or another, which of course is not a bad thing. Obviously, there's plenty of video games in which you take inspiration from when it comes to these types of stories. What this would have been a completely new story, or just borrow material from the already existing Hispanic universe? I'm not sure. Who's gonna be the main character? I don't know. Like, okay, what's the plot gonna be about? I'm not sure either. Really, a lot of this was never revealed, really. But it's just the fact that with that one director I saw way in the beginning of the video, he was gonna be attached to the project in some shape or form, of course. But I guess just it just never was. It never materialized. Is what I'm getting at. So I just thought I'd just cover this, of course, because I've spoken about unmade movies before. And yeah, I've done over 100 videos of this specifically. Oh boy. And I just thought I would again talk about this, for that reason. And it'll also give me an excuse to talk about Star Wars somehow. And yes, of course, talking about this kind of project that's related to Disney somehow. So it's a good way to talk about this kind of stuff that's related to Disney one way or another. But yeah, folks. Okay, let me just give my closing thoughts here, because I think this video has gone long enough. It's almost 20 minutes. Holy hell. But yeah, folks. Yeah, I don't mind making these lengthy videos, and because yeah, you can use this as a way to explore different ideas, of course, when it comes to this franchise, of course. But that's kind of the thing, though. I'm not quite sure on what was going to be exactly. Was going to be the bad guy be the main focus, or what? There's plenty of stuff to could have done. I mean, I know, I do realize that you'll be hearing a lot of I don't know, a lot of I don't knows in this video. So there's not a whole lot that can be said in terms of the setting, the time period, and I'm not saying it would have been taking place during the with the Ray and all that, the Skywalker saga. Yeah, like we're saying is that I wouldn't be surprised though. I'm not saying it would have been, but I wouldn't be surprised. But I guess since, like I was saying a moment ago, since the Rise of Skywalker basically just concluded everything, I guess this specific plot line anyway, it's like why pursue further, I guess? What would be the point of that? Even though there are books and comics, so on and so forth, that already expanded upon some themes from the movies and just exploited in some other media. But yeah, that has happened with the sequel trilogy, the original trilogy, and of course the prequel trilogy, out of which had other forums like other media to have it been expanded upon. So anyway, I mean those materials you can use to make it into a movie, so it's there. So there you go, I guess. Anyway, all right, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. All right, folks, I guess that'll be it for now. Of course, as always, thanks for watching and take care. Until next time, see ya. Oh yeah, later.